And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing Transport Fever. Well, let's do a systems check here. We are not delivering enough stuff fast enough into Custer. Not nearly fast enough. So we want to upgrade Custer goods, replace, set vehicle, orange, Peterbilt. Good. 25. Yes. 25%. Really just make sure. Because we're not at 100% on this line. 25% will just force everything to upgrade. I wish there was like not 25% is good. But some of those longer trains, like some of the vehicles, some of the trains especially, have a 50-year lifespan. So 25% of that, you're looking at divided by 4. It's like 15 years. So a train has to be like 15 years old before you could ever upgrade it outside of a depot. So I wish there was an option to just set upgrade if not this vehicle. Or something that just forces it, like regardless of how old it is. I don't care how old it is, just replace it. But you want to set a catch in there so like when this truck delivers its goods, it doesn't upgrade. So, you know, as long as it's, I don't know, if it's under a year old, I guess there's probably there has to be a cutoff. If it's under a year old, don't upgrade it. Let's see. We want a medium street. I want to upgrade these streets. These are all kind of cruddy, slow streets. And we won't get the benefit of our trucks running on these, or our buses, because they're really, really slow. And yes, I'm clearing out some buildings because I don't care. They rebuild. You know, the game is like, oh, you just destroyed a building, here, I'll just rebuild it. So there is a little bit of forgiveness when it comes to upgrading. Now, if you do something really crazy and you're just going like, oh, I want to upgrade this whole thing, here's all these buildings destroyed, you know, that's going to take a few years to bounce back. And this kind of stuff baffles me right in here. Like, I don't know why this is a thing. So I'm just going to kind of auto-correct that. Hopefully it doesn't choose to build that. So as such, I'm going to really encourage it not to. And we're probably going to have to destroy that house. So we're just going to have to destroy it anyway because of the width difference. So that, you know, that cuts us down a little bit if we look at our charts. I mean, it's a little bit, but it's not substantial unless you do it like citywide. And then it gets a little bit hurtful. So that's too big. Just in case we have buses here, we got buses going around through here. Construction not possible. That is bizarre. Why are you not possible? So we're just going to take you out. Yeah, not possible. That's bizarre. So we're just going to hook you up over here. Hoping that my line... It does. So we're just going to eliminate that and hope that it doesn't try to grow out again. And the growth cycles are once a month. So it's November 28th, 29th, you know, the 30th, the 1st, you'll see growth. You'll see little bits and pieces fill in. I'd really like to get these main lines upgraded further, because we've got this main drag. This is like Broadway right here. This is a lot of traffic up in here, so I would really like to get as much of this upgraded to 4-lane as I can. We got this little annoying spot right in here. Okay, so with that, that's kind of an expensive one right there. And I really don't want to get rid of that road because this covers all of this because that road is right there. Coverage is distance on road. It's not like an area of effect. So it's not just this huge area that's covered. It's the road network that's covered. So you've got to be careful just bulldozing roads willy-nilly. We've got buses coming through here using crappy roads. If you look at the road that it's using, 19 miles an hour versus 31 miles an hour. Way different in speed. So we want to make sure we're using the fast stuff here. And I hate that that's not upgradable. I try to, now when I start a game, I try to really help the city in avoiding situations like this. This is just a bad... You know, no city in their right mind would have very many of these sorts of intersections. They all, you know, trying to tie them up. So it would have been better to have this road just going right gracefully into this intersection. And, you know, that would mean all of this stuff gets bulldozed, which isn't necessarily a good thing. So let's look at our... So nothing has replaced in here yet. We're all upgrading inside of here. So let me take this away. Get a good view of the city here. How are our lines? See, we got this line coming up here. I really wish that would have... We got our outer ring here. We're really going strong. We want to set that back to no, because those are probably all upgraded. If they're not, I would be shocked. But you can see we emptied that out pretty fast. There wasn't too terribly much in there, but we're now getting some fuel up here as well. There's my plane. I don't think I have the Concorde available yet. Nope. Because I've actually heard what sounded like a sonic boom from that Concorde before. So it's really cool. But it has to get up pretty fast. I don't know. I highly doubt this distance from here to here. I highly doubt that's long enough for it to actually get up to, what, 750 some miles an hour. You'd really need a really long map and quite far apart airports to really make good use of the Concorde, because that thing is pricey to run. Now I've got 2 lines here. Did I set up? Oh no, I've got only one of the food coming out. No, I've got food out here. So yeah, I've only got 2 tracks up to here. So I could double track all the way through here. Since those are doubled up anyway, I could use that to my advantage and double up the trains, basically on each one of those lines. Although this one I might need to double up a little bit further in just to cover that ground. But halfway, you want to get about halfway with your double, because you want them to meet halfway. So if one has to stop, you want it to stop about halfway through, so they're spaced out right. I haven't looked at my passenger trains in a while. This guy must be making, yeah, he's making some serious money. Not the most, but a good amount. And that is Hart Custer. It's 13 remaining there, not too bad. Hart Buff Commuter is kind of a... What engine is that? Oh, he just went into a tunnel. What engine is he running? Come on. That looks like the Hiawatha. I'm going to guess that's the Hiawatha. So how many can you hold? 72, that's it? How old are you? 28 years old. Let's pause. Heart Buff Commuter can be upgraded. So, he can carry way more people. See, we got 100 waiting here. So, let's set it. And it looks like we are red. Yep. So, let's set it. Now, Hiawatha, almost 4,000 horsepower, 99 miles an hour. I think equivalency of that would be, yeah, 4,500. So where'd my Hiawatha go? There it is. So 1.2 million a year, 1.5 million. So I'm assuming he's going to make some money. He's been making money this whole time. You can see the ups and zigzags of the deliveries, which show you, I believe, you know, we have like maybe 4 trips and then 5 trips, 4 trips, 5 trips, 4 trips, 5 trips. So it's kind of zigzagging like that. So I think we will be able to get away power. Yeah, it's got more power. So I'm gonna go ahead with it. And this only has 81 passengers. This has an abysmal 52 passengers. 52 passengers is not even close to enough to pay for $847,000 a year in running costs. Not even close. I mean, you would have to run this halfway across the map and have it full every time in order to keep that maxed. So let's look at this engine can go 117. We need cars that can go as close to that as possible. So this one can actually go 125 and can hold 21 people. They are very expensive and very costly to run, but they hold a lot of people. So 21, so that's 21, 42, 63, 84, which I think is what we're already over what we have there. So I'm going to add 2 more. It's a $20 million train, and it's going to be not cheap at all to run. Now, to replace trains, I have come up with a little kind of a trick to do it while not wasting too much money. Not wasting money in terms of this train, when it arrives, is going to pay us. We don't want to replace it because we want those passengers. Those 72 people on there, some of them may use our bus lines. And if you don't care about that, just replace the train. Don't worry about it. But if you do, if you want those passengers, especially trains that have way more capacity, here's what I started doing. Wait until that thing gets down to 0 passengers. Dun, 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 dun. Reverse it. Set your replace things. Replace settings. Let this pull out so the back of the train is beyond the center of the station, and reverse it again. This might not work if it's an electric. If it's an electric, let it leave the station completely and then it reverse it back in. The reason I reverse it back in and not let it run all the way through, because that's a lot of waiting. Should replace you can set this back up to no and 100%. And now it's loading all the passengers it normally would have loaded anyway. So we don't lose any passengers. We don't miss any income, and we don't skip a whole station in one stop just to let that reverse all the way back to the line and then replace up here. So we just reverse it, pull it out a little bit, reverse it back in, let it replace, and you're good to go. So now we have 121 people on this beast of a train. We've got a good speed, which we won't hit. This speed, we are going uphill basically the entire way to Buffalo. So all the way up to here, we're going uphill the whole way. So I highly doubt going to Buffalo we will come even close to the 117 miles an hour speed that this thing can do. However, coming back, it's all downhill, and we'll probably make a little bit more money coming back because it's going to be we're going to be delivering them faster. And so if we look, let's speed it up just a little bit for the sake of keeping this as short as possible. My coal is doing great. Going under my iron line. I'm so glad that worked out like that. And here we go, right into Buffalo, which has a lot of people waiting. So we're probably going to be full on our way back. So its maiden voyage gives us $2.3 million, which ramps up our income from this baseline, and it should update here in a second. Come on. Oh, I know you want to. Oh no, I think it would have been down here. So, yeah, that's fine. I don't know if we're going to make it all the way to the other station this year. So now we are full, and we've even got even more people, another 105 waiting over here. But now that this line has been updated, and now that we are moving people even faster between the two, more and more people will start to use that line over time. So once they see that the line is not only more capacity, but maybe even a little faster, they will start using it more and more and more, which just ramps up the income. Alrighty. Yeah, we got a lot of food. Where is my food delivering trains? So there's Heart Food. I mean, you're probably making a pretty penny. Yeah, you've made $10 million this year. You can see, here's the times when it doesn't deliver as much. And you can see how the frequency is increasing as well. The city is growing, so my deliveries are getting more and more and more frequent. So yeah, $10 million he's made me. And look at our balance sheet. $1.04 billion. Yes, we are a billionaire. A billionaire. Now, where do we go from here? Well, I kind of want to get crazy. I really would like to both show how to add mods to existing save games and how crazy you can get with mods, because I went a little crazy. I downloaded, I subscribed to a bunch of mods, and then I went in and modded the mods because I like to experiment with games like this, push them to the limits of what they can do, and really figure out the best way of messing with and maximizing, everything that I can. So, maximum production, maximum city growth, and just see how far you can push the game, what are its performance limits, and all of that cool stuff. I think we are going to do just one or two more episodes in this season while I show off some mods. And from there, I kind of want to tackle the USA campaign. I've heard the USA campaign is the most enjoyable of the two so far. There's some bugs and some weirdness with the Europe campaign. But I would like to play through a campaign and see what kind of challenges await. I haven't played a single-player campaign in any game in quite a long time. So I'd like to kind of go through that, see kind of how much effort the developers put into it, really see if they wanted, if they felt passionate about the campaign or they just added it for the sake of adding it. Not to really tell a whole lot about it. But I would like to experience the campaign, and while I'm playing it, I might as well record the process for anybody else looking to play the campaign and maybe running into problems or want maybe a second set of eyes or a second opinion on how to maybe tackle a campaign. But I don't know what challenges await, so I don't really know how good I'm going to be at them. I'm usually pretty good at these games, but who knows what kind of quirky things that they have in the campaigns themselves. So I am looking forward to that. So next episode, I will cover adding mods to an existing save and showing off some of those mods and kind of getting into the nitty-gritty details of modding the mods and going through and editing some settings and seeing just how much you can push the system, how fast you can make a train, just how crazy you can get. So I will load up my kind of crazy sandboxy game and show you some of the quirky things that I've been doing in there. So I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.